Good evening. A £280 million plan has been unveiled to improve one of the worst roads in the country for congestion. The A27 at Chichester is a notorious bottleneck. 45,000 drivers a day use the road between Portsmouth and Brighton. 5 options are being considered, as our transport correspondent Mike Pearce explains.
Some of the 45,000 drivers who spend much more time than they'd like stuck in the A27 jams at Chichester. It's become a notorious spot on the key South Coast road.
You can go a mile down the road and take you an hour.
Or you could be stuck doing anything, couldn't you, really?
It's between 10 to 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Today, a series of schemes went on show to improve the existing A27. The big problem is it has 5 roundabouts. The options include extra lanes, junction improvements and 2 flyovers. Reaction, though, is mixed.
I'm very troubled by what we're seeing today. I don't think they can be classed as improvements because they make the lives of the people of Chichester unpleasant, noisy, light pollution, air pollution. I don't see it resolves any of the problems, especially for local people.
There are 5 options to improve the existing A27 at roundabouts and junctions. Option 1 would see new slip roads at 2 junctions, Fishbourne and Bognor, and restricted access at others. A similar option would see restricted access at Oving only. Option 2 would see new slip roads at Fishbourne and Bognor, and a new link road from Fishbourne to the B2145. Option 3 would see improvements with new traffic signals at most of the junctions. And a final option would see new slip roads, improved junctions and widening the dual carriageway to 3 lanes between Fishbourne and Bognor Road.
Reduce congestion, improve the consistency of journey times and improve safety, and we're assessing all the other benefits. Depending on which option we go for, then obviously it will have a different impact and a different set of benefits.
Some of the options look like they could provide real benefits, maybe with some alterations, but yeah, there maybe are some options here that could work.
I think the most important thing is to ensure that traffic is moving swiftly across the A27 east to west. We know that there's been hold-ups for some time, and this is the first part of what we're doing.
This was the first of 14 public exhibitions. Work on the schemes could start in 2 years and be complete in 2022. But one thing's clear, the existing misery can't continue. Mike Pearce, ITV News, Chichester.
Other news tonight, a man from Bexhill who stabbed his partner 23 times has been found guilty of murder. Paul Withers killed 20-year-old Lauren Masters in her flat with their 2 young sons nearby. Detectives say the 22-year-old has never shown any remorse. He'll be sentenced tomorrow. A woman has been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder after another woman was stabbed at a house in Romsey. Police were called to a disturbance on Withers Road. 2 45-year-old women were taken to Southampton General Hospital with stab wounds. One of them was arrested and remains in hospital under police guard. Now, a pilot scheme has been launched at care homes in the south to try and reduce the pressure on A&E departments. It aims to reduce the number of 999 call-outs, and it's having impressive results, as Rachel Hepworth now explains.
That's it. Hold on to your frame.
After a series of falls, 93-year-old Dot is recovering well.
Yep, keep going.
Like most people, she'd much rather be here in her own space than in hospital. And thankfully, her care home is leading a pilot scheme which has reduced 999 calls by 40% and hospital admissions by a quarter.
Well done. Right, do you want to wiggle your bottom back? For these residents to stay in their own homes is much better than being dragged off to QA or any hospital locally that it's not their normal environment. So it's much nicer that they can remain in their own homes.
In the past, a fall at this care home would have meant an immediate ambulance call-out, but staff are now empowered to look at other options.
It's taking the ability that the staff have and the training that we've already given them and actually letting them use it without calling a full crew out to look at somebody to say, well, actually, there's no injury, they've slipped off the chair or they've slipped out of bed.
And the pressures of those call-outs has been plain to see in recent months, with paramedics stretched to the limit.
The frontline crews are exasperated with the amount of jobs that they go to through no one's fault, but we need to reduce that somehow. We need to, build the morale up within the crews so they can do their job properly, and to centre ourselves around the best patient care that we can.
And greater emphasis is now being put on nutrition, hydration and posture to prevent minor ailments turning into more complex problems. It's not rocket science, just much more joined-up thinking between paramedics, care homes and GPs.
The whole system is benefiting from a common-sense approach to communication. A bit like a rowing team in a boat. If we're all really good rowers, but we're not all pulling at the same time, you don't get the same efficiencies and benefits.
And the sad truth is that once in the hospital system, frail and elderly patients often find it much harder to recover, putting further strain on health services. It's hoped more care homes will now sign up to the scheme. Rachel Hepworth, ITV News in Fareham.
4 more BHS stores will close across the south this weekend, with hundreds of staff losing their jobs. It was announced today that the stores in Poole, Bournemouth, Salisbury and Worthing will close on Saturday. The other stores, including Bournemouth, Brighton and Fareham, will close by the end of August following the collapse of the chain. Father and son from Odiham in Hampshire have kayaked 400 miles in 15 days to raise money for a cancer charity. Mark and Harry Kevill paddled from Lancashire to Hampshire in memory of Mark's 10-year-old son Robbie, who died in February from a brain tumour. They hope to raise £28,000 for Southampton's Children's Hospital, where he was treated. Now, Sir Ben Ainslie and the Land Rover BAR team gave the South something to celebrate this weekend. They won the latest round of the America's Cup World Series, as Sally Simmons now reports.
Sir Ben Ainslie popped the champagne in Portsmouth, having won the America's Cup World Series, with the Duchess of Cambridge and Prince William in the Solent to congratulate him. He knew he'd shown his rivals he's a serious contender for the Cup, and that with thousands of fans to help him, he'd given the city of Portsmouth an event to remember.
For us to race in Portsmouth in front of a home crowd, you know, the weather played its part. I had 2 cracking days of racing, and as a home team to win in front of our home crowd, that's a big deal for us.
The campaign is also an inspiration for youngsters. Today, the first of 1,000 children took to the water in a series of taster sessions funded thanks to the America's Cup. They'll run throughout the summer.
I've never really been on a boat. I've only been on a ferry, but that's about it. I would like to be like Ben Ainslie one day when I grow up.
Saturday's sweltering sunshine saw the home team post 2 victories out of 3, with former Wimbledon tennis champion Maria Sharapova taking to the water. Sunday's skies, though darker, meant racing was faster. Foiling is what these vessels are about, but winning is what Ainslie is about.
Yes, Land Rover Ben Ainslie Racing have just won the first race. The crowd really happy.
Only the American team Oracle threatened briefly. The event attracted tens of thousands into the city of Portsmouth. The nearest available hotel room was in Guildford.
We had lots of visitors here that wouldn't normally come to Portsmouth, that had come down especially for the racing, and that was wonderful. So we had local people mingling with people down from London, mingling with people from France, from Bermuda, from all over the world.
And if Ainslie wins the America's Cup next summer, he will bring it home to the Solent, and this weekend's success has made rival teams and home fans consider it a very real possibility. Sally Simmons, ITV News, Portsmouth.
Incredible win. And finally tonight, the bright lights of Hollywood came to Dorset today as actor Tom Hardy and singer-turned-actor Harry Styles came to Swanage. This was the One Direction star on board a steam train on the Swanage Railway, filming for the movie Dunkirk. The film is due to be released next year, and fans line the streets to catch a glimpse of the stars. Now, what does the weather have in store over the next few days? With all the details tonight, here's Simon Parkin.
From cold fronts to camping, driving through Europe, Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Good evening. Well, it is a quiet night tonight and all the better for sleeping thanks to the slightly fresher air that we've got this week. Temperatures, well, around 13-14 degrees at their lowest. Some clear spells, some patchy cloud. And as we wake up tomorrow morning, there will be some bright or sunny spells to get us going. As we head through the day, a bit more clouds sneaking in from the west and a chance of catching an odd light shower here and there. But for many of us, it will stay dry. And in the best of any brightness, temperatures up to around 21 degrees. Cloud will continue to increase overnight. Some outbreaks of rain arriving, and that will make for a bit of a dull and damp start on Wednesday.
Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Wow, it's all changed with rain on the way, and that is all from us for tonight. We're back during Good Morning Britain from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, but from me and the late team, thanks for your company. Good night.